Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Season 1, Episode 10, Preface. Hey, look who we got here. Come here, bud. Come here. Oh, he's a little camera shy. This episode is about Frankie, because it's where we're going to be making a cake for your pet. Eva said this is the end of Season 1. Season 2 is going to be a little different. It's going to be me doing some... Sorry, neighbor's blowing a horn. Me doing narration and recording and being more behind the scenes, and I'm going to seek out friends, family members, subscribers to the channel here who may want to be in front of the camera cooking or baking their favorite thing, their family heirloom recipe of something special that they make. And I'm pretty much just going to walk through it, have them do it. I'm going to comment on it. And that's going to be sort of the twist. Without further ado, we're going to get into this bittersweet end of the season here. My last thing that I'm cooking personally, which again is Frankie's Treat. It is a cake for pets. It starts as a cake. You're going to find out what it ends up at shortly. And please, please, watch the past episodes. Subscribe, ring the bell, tell your friends about it, repost this thing. Yeah, by the way, before I go, sorry. I'm going to try to get Nutsy on camera here. Let's see if we can make this happen. Hey, Frankie. What's up, buddy? There he is. You ready for your cake? Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's Mr. Clutch here. Yes, we're back. I know we've been sort of off kilter for a bit. You probably haven't seen or heard from us or me in quite a while, but I have returned to wrap up and film our final episode of Season 1. But before we get going, I do want to, well, this is sort of step 0. I just want to get this oven preheating going because we're going to try to do all this on one shot today. So, need my glasses. We're going to get this oven cooking here. We're going to bake 350. Okay, we're going to preheat this turkey. Oh, wait a minute. What did I do? Something wrong? Oh, there we go. Okay, it's preheating. So, how's everyone been? Good, glad to hear it. Today, as you may have heard in our preface, or maybe not, we're making a cake for your pet. Yes, we're going to make a scrumptious, delicious cake for your dog, preferably, but any pet, no matter what kind of pet you have. Now, this cake, this recipe is human grade. You can eat it. I'll probably eat it. But it is made specifically for your dog. Now, it's a very quick recipe, so it's going to be a little tough to populate a full episode cooking this thing, because we're literally going to take everything here, we're going to dump it in here, spill it in there, put it in there, and wait. So, we're going to go through a couple of other things sort of first. First things first. Hello, new apron. Yes, the cat's out of the bag. Get it? This is a pet theme. My name is John. So, as you all know, I go by Mr. Clutch. This is Mr. Clutch Cooks. Our parent company is Poised to Win, as of poisedtowin.com. But Father's Day was not too long ago, a few months back maybe. And Gianna went out and wanted to get me a new apron for filming. And first, she tried to get our Poised to Win official sanctioned logo here on this apron. And the logo that we had, I guess, on the website, the resolution wasn't high enough, yada, yada, yada. Couldn't do it. Mr. Clutch Cooks, or Chef Clutch. So instead, we got Chef John, which is perfectly fine. That is my actual real name, not the stage name of Mr. Clutch. So thank you, Gianna, for this beautiful apron. I love it. Love the dark blue color as well. So that's first. Secondly, and we're making this Frankie. So you know Frankie, right? At this point, he's been in every episode of Clutch Cooks. Typically, he's in the end, a still shot of him. And in one episode, actually, he was sitting on my lap during the preface. I forget which episode that was. It might have been the Shamrock Shakes, maybe, the bootleg shakes. So he'll be in this one, too. And sometimes you hear him barking or ringing the bell to go outside in the middle of the episode. So he's really been part of this since the beginning. So we're making this for him. Though, sorry, Frankie, you're only going to get a little bit of it because it is not a super high protein cake we're making here, but there is a fair amount of protein in a couple of the ingredients here. And as you guys probably don't know, Frankie is on a very low to no protein diet due to a health condition he was born with called liver shunts, where his liver does not operate correctly, and he was born with it, and at the tender age of 1.5 years, he had gone in for major surgery where they put in these coils to help redirect the toxins through to be processed in his liver. And though it's taken and it's worked, he's not all the way back yet. It's been almost 1 year since the surgery, and he's still on a special diet. He still is on 5 different medications a day, every day, and he's not going to get to enjoy this full cake because the problem with this issue he has is that he can't really process high-protein foods without running into neurological issues. So, as mentioned earlier, this is a sort of fast and easy sort of recipe. So let's get started. And most of the things that you'll need are probably things you already have in your cupboard or in your refrigerator or somewhere in your kitchen. There's a couple oddities, a couple things you're probably going to have to go out and buy if you don't have them, which is fine. And the one particular one we'll get into, they don't sell it in small portions, so you may have to stow it away. It lasts a couple of years, so don't worry about it. You can make a cake every few months and still be good. So here we go. Let's cook. First off, we have 3/4 cup of industry standard flour. So I'm going to dump this in here. And as usual, I sort of pre-measured everything to get ahead, even though there's no real reason to get ahead today, but just wanted to stay consistent. Okay, next up we have a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Remember the soda part for a second. Next is a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Again, those are things you may have around the kitchen. If not, you're going to buy one in a box and you're going to use this little amount so you can use it to bake other things. What is the difference between baking soda and baking powder, you ask? I have not the slightest idea. So you can go to Google. Hey Google, what's the difference between baking soda and baking powder? Epic fail. Hey Google, what's the difference between baking soda and baking powder?
On the website medicalnewstoday.com, they say baking soda is pure sodium bicarbonate, whereas baking powder also contains an acid, such as cream of tartar and cornstarch. People also ask me, can baking powder be used instead of baking soda? Want to hear the answer?
No, because we've already used both. So, thank you, Google. Okay, next up is a 2 tablespoons of industry standard peanut butter. Now, there's a little bit more than 2 tablespoons in here because I'm guessing that likely it's not going to very easily come out. So some of it will probably be left in here. Okay, we got most of it there, probably 2 teaspoons worth. So we're good there. All right. Okay. Next up is a 1/4 cup of unsweetened applesauce. You get that in your baking aisle at the grocery store. There's a sweetened version. Well, the sweetened version is just called regular. This is the unsweetened version. You got to buy it in like a 16-ounce or so bottle. You'll have some. You can eat applesauce with anything, or use it to make more cakes later. So we'll put in that applesauce. Okay. 2 tablespoons of good old olive oil. And while you have the olive oil out, you're also going to take your pan that you're going to make this cake in, which could be a 6-inch or a 9-inch pan. You got to put a little parchment paper, a little wax paper at the bottom, and also oil it a little bit. You can spray it with Pam, or use a little bit of the olive oil. I like to use the olive oil today because I had it out, so I've already pre-greased the pan here. All right, next up, what was that? Next up, we have 1 egg, nice and easy. I like eggs, but every time I cook with an egg, I have this desire to wash my hands. So hold on a second. I'll be right back. I feel like I just don't want egg on my hands when I'm cooking. So let's do that. Okay, dokie. All right. And then last but not least, 2 tablespoons of honey. And similarly, I put a little bit more than that in here because, oh, hey, look at that. Perfect timing. Because I don't know how easy it's going to be to get the honey out of here. I'm going to use my favorite little spatula device here to get it done. Okay, thank you, oven. All right, we got most of the honey out. We definitely got 2 tablespoons worth. So that's all there. That's the ingredients. So now we're just going to mix it. So we're just mixing with our hand mixer here. So we form some solids. Oh, it smells good. It smells peanut buttery, which it should, but it definitely sort of smells and looks pretty good. All right, that's good. Now take a peek at that. That's sort of like the finished product here. Now we're going to get this into the pan. I didn't think this would be as solid as it is when it came out, but into the pan here. We'll get back to Frankie in a bit. One other story, funny story about him. You just want to maneuver it in here, and I'm going to tell you, I think I'm using way too large of a pan for this. It called for really a 6-inch, to be honest with you, but the 9-inch was like at arm's reach, and I'm like, I'll just use that and sort of make do. So I'll say, you know, probably a 6-inch pan would be a lot better for this than what I got here, which is fine. So we're going to just dump this in, and I'm going to sort of, well, you know what? It's actually going to work out. I'm going to just spread it out in the pan accordingly here. Yeah, 6 would have been perfect. Take a look at that. This is definitely a 3-inch round here. Okay, we're good. So now we're simply going to take this and put it in the top rack of the oven for 26 minutes. A straight shot. 26 minutes. No flipping it, no stopping, no pausing. Oven's at 350. Toss that in. I'm going to set our timer here for 26 minutes. Boom, start. This is my short-term memory loss. I'm going to forget, and I'll wind up cooking it for 3 hours. And now we're going to hang loose. So we're going to come back in about 24 minutes. I'll just sort of wrap up my residue for a moment. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to get ready, and in about 20 minutes, we're going to be looking at this cake. We're going to make a quick little frosting to put on it. And then Frankie, who has no clue because he's taking a nap, is going to get a little treat. Around the 20-minute mark, because I said 26 minutes originally to cook this guy, I felt like it was done. And I did the old toothpick test, shove a toothpick in there, if it pulls out clean, it's done, and it sort of felt like it was done. So I did leave it in for an extra couple of minutes, no harm, no foul on that, while I was trying to make some frosting here. And to make the frosting, it's really a ½ cup of heavy whipping cream, and you just beat it until you get stiff peaks. But it's probably best if you just bought some store-bought frosting and threw that on instead. But the cake itself, it also, I noted towards the end, I went to this whole big spiel about, it came out, I felt like it came out a little lumpy. Sorry, the frosting looks like it's a mess here, but a little lumpy. And with that, I thought it through, and I'm like, this is probably best served to make dog or cat or pet cupcakes instead of a cake for a lot of reasons. First one is you can control the portions. You can use a cupcake tray and pour just enough in to make those cupcakes. It's single serve, so you're able to give your dog or cat or pet one at any point. You have to worry about cutting this up and portion control and all that. You can put some in a plastic wrapper, give some to a friend, to a neighbor. I will say it does look great, and it looks good. And I'm sure it's delicious. I'm sure Frankie is really going to enjoy his little piece of this that I will give him, the little amount. Looking forward to seeing you guys in season 2. And please remember, if you liked what you saw, what you heard here today, watch the other episodes, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get those notifications of when the next episode will be out. We're trying to build something here. And have a great day, everybody. This is Mr. Clutch signing off.